Morning. How are y'all today?
Doing good. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well as well. For members of the media on the call, please press star one at this time to get in the queue to ask questions for head coach Tyson Summers of Georgia Southern. Coach, before we get to that, could you just start us off with some thoughts on last week's game against UL Lafayette?
Yep. I thought certainly that Coach Husband and his staff did a tremendous job, and have to give them a lot of credit for what they were able to do. We weren't able to run the ball the way that we would like to, and wound up having to get into more of a quick throw game. And defensively, we didn't do a very good job of playing at the level that we want to be able to play and what our expectations are each day. But have to give them a lot of credit for what they were able to do, and we've got to be able to do a better job and have some better answers for those things.
And, Coach, heading into this Saturday, Georgia State's on the schedule up in Atlanta, Georgia. What really stands out to you when you look at the Panthers heading into this matchup?
Well, I certainly think that they've got speed, and got some really talented guys on both sides of the ball for what they're doing, and particularly at their skill positions. And again, they have talented guys up front as well, but their speed jumps out to me at their skill positions on both offense and defense.
Coach, going back to last week's game, Seth Schumann made his first start for you guys. What did you see from him on Saturday?
I thought he had a great effort with what he was trying to do. Seth came in and I thought played well, throwing the ball effectively, and we were able to get some explosive plays off of some of the passes that we had. Again, we don't really get into a world of a throw game from a practice standpoint. Like a lot of teams, we're certainly not a 50-50 team or anywhere close to it from a throwing standpoint. I thought our receivers did a nice job of being able to make some adjustments, but we've got to be able to run the ball for us to be effective.
Coach, one of the biggest plays of the game was the Darius Sapp pump block. What's been the key to having so much success on special teams with a few returns on the season?
Well, I think that they've taken a lot of pride in what we do from a special team standpoint. We blocked, I can't remember if it's 5 or 6 now that we wind up having, and this is the 4th game in a row we blocked either a kick or a punt. But I think there's a tremendous amount of pride in that, and a lot of times those things, continue to help us and continue to put our offense in a position to be successful, and those have been momentum changers for us. Certainly Darius's was the other day, in the game, and again, it doesn't matter if we have our punt return team out or if we have, that particular call, our defense was on the field, and we go over those scenarios a lot, and they've taken a lot of pride in it, so it certainly helped us.
Coach, on Saturday, B.J. Johnson, he had a career-high 9 receptions, but really all season he's been very successful from the receiving end. I mean, what's been the biggest key to his success so far this season?
Well, BJ's a tremendous worker. If you're talking about a guy that all off season, caught 100, 200 balls every day after workouts in the summer, stays after practice every day and catches another 100 balls after practice is over with. He's constantly in the film room, constantly asking Coach Dean questions of ways that he can get better, and I think it's paying off for him. Lord's blessed him with a high skill set, and a guy that's got a long guy and rangy that can certainly run, and a guy that's really worked to build himself into what I feel like is a complete receiver.
And, Coach, one final question. This is your first game in the rivalry series between Georgia Southern and Georgia State. Have you noticed anything different with your student-athletes as you head into this week's game against, a team that features student-athletes from the same area that both schools are recruiting from, and maybe even some family and close ties with some friends as well?
Sure. Well, we've certainly got a number of guys from the Atlanta area. Obviously, they're going home. This is a huge rivalry game for us, as everyone knows, and I certainly think that there's an extra piece to this game that's important, not only from trying to get another win standpoint, but obviously Sun Belt Conference game, but it's a rivalry series for us, and I think our players know the importance of this game.